Earlier this August, Asus and LG released their newest entries to the smartphone market. The Asus Zenfone 4 Selfie and the LG Q6 share the same qualities in that they're both mid-price. And while both phones seem to specialize in different aspects, we here at Yugatech wants to see how they hold up against each other. This is Austin from Yugatech, and for this video, we'll be putting the Asus Zenfone 4 versus the LG Q6 for a full in-depth comparison. Which phone best fits your need and taste? Let's find out. The Zenfone 4's design is pretty simple and straightforward, focusing more on function. The device is pretty hefty in hand and it feels quite thick. Its surfaces are more prone to fingerprints and dust, but it does come with a clear silicone case to make up for this. The screen-to-body ratio is pretty good, and the curved edges make it reasonably nice to hold, save for the top and bottom bezels. The Q6 sports an all-metal unibody design. The unit feels really good on the hands, and the size is just right for one-handed use. The flat back panel is brushed metal finish that's mildly glossy and tapers towards the edges, while antenna bands subtly run across the metal frame. Our only concern is that the shiny back panel easily scratches. Unlike the Zenfone 4, the Q6 does not come with a protective case, so we recommend getting one as soon as possible. The Zenfone 4 Selfie sports a 5.5-inch IPS display, running at HD resolution. While it's dated by today's standards, it redeems itself with low battery consumption. Colors are slightly unsaturated while viewing angles are okay indoors, but suffer in bright sunlight. The LG Q6 on the other hand offers a full vision display. The full HD resolution of 2160 by 1080 pixels bring the LG Q6 to a nice 442 ppi pixel density. It's also worth noting that the 18:9 aspect ratio offers a significant amount of screen real estate. Both phones have the same display size, but the LG Q6 has a much smaller footprint due to its higher screen-to-body ratio. The Q6 easily won this category. The Zenfone 4 Selfie sports a Qualcomm Snapdragon 430 8-core processor running at a clock speed of 1.4 GHz, an Adreno 505 GPU and 4 GB of RAM. The Q6 runs on a new Snapdragon 435 chip, which is a mid-tier chip running on 2 clusters of quad-core ARM Cortex A53 with a maximum clock speed of 1.4 GHz. Both phones are very responsive and are more than capable for multitasking. In the case of the Zenfone 4, playing graphically demanding games such as Injustice 2 was not 100% smooth, but still very playable. The LG Q6 scored 41,594 in Antutu benchmark, while the Zenfone 4 Selfie scored at 43,332. The slightly higher score of the Zenfone 4 Selfie is mostly due to its lower screen resolution. As its main feature, the front of the Zenfone 4 Selfie packs a 20 megapixel plus 8 megapixel dual cameras. You can record videos at up to 1080p and 30 fps across all cameras. Between the lenses, the front cameras come with their own dedicated LED flash. Overall, the 20 megapixel main front camera produces great selfies even in indoor and low light situations. The secondary 8 megapixel front camera has a good field of view for group photos, but sharpness isn't up to par and shots get somewhat grainy. The same goes for the 16 megapixel rear camera. Its field of view is way too narrow for most situations and colors look less than stellar. The Q6's main camera has a 13 megapixel sensor with autofocus paired with a single LED flash. The camera focuses fast, has good dynamic range and takes good pictures in daylight or well-lit environments. Photos tend to be warmer in low light conditions and doesn't do well with focusing if there's not enough ambient light. The 5 megapixel front-facing camera has a wide 100 degrees field of view, which is great for group shots. Video recording maxes out at Full HD 1080p at 30 fps. Both phones are packed with a 3000 mAh battery, which is pretty standard for most phones we've tested. Charging is a crawl as neither phones support fast charging. In our standard video loop test for the Zenfone 4 Selfie, the phone lasted 12 hours and 30 minutes at 50% brightness and 50% volume using headphones. For the Q6, the phone lasted 9 hours and 30 minutes, running a movie at 50% brightness and 0 volume in airplane mode. For these two, you'll only have to plug them into charge once or twice during the day at most. Additionally, the Zenfone comes with Power Master, a feature that can boost performance, optimize the device's battery for longer life, check the battery's health, and more. The Zenfone 4 Selfie took this category. Both phones share a pretty close price point, with the Asus Zenfone 4 Selfie at $13,995 and the LG Q6 at $12,990. If you can get past the lackluster design and dated display of the Zenfone 4 Selfie, you will find a device that performs decently and packs a punch with its selfie capabilities. The LG Q6 on the other hand offers a beautiful design and a great build quality, as well as the essential features of a good smartphone. They have their own set of strengths and we think you won't regret getting either of the two. With all that said, what do you guys think? Sound off in the comment section down below and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Again, this is Austin from Widget Tech and I'll see you in the next video.